This is Bomb Hoops Podcast.
What is up, guys? This is Palm Hoops Podcast hosted by Jem and Jello. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click on the notification bell to keep you updated on our latest releases and help us to reach 1,000 subscribers. Check out also our social media accounts. Just check the description down below. Ayun, tol, the Lakers, as for the past couple weeks, are having a hard time with their injuries, particularly itong pinaka-recent na injury na kay LeBron James na high ankle sprain, and probably would miss around 3 to 4 weeks. Tapos si AD for re-evaluation pa after this week. So, yun, medyo rough patch for the Lakers after having an awesome start to the season.
Yeah, and last time na na-injure sa LeBron, hindi natin nagustuhan yung nangyari yun. Hindi sila nakapag-playoffs. They were the number 4 seed nun nung before ma-injure sa LeBron. Tas all the way down to 10th sila, di ba? Nung time na yun. So, matagal-tagal pa yung season and dikitan sa West. So, if turns out na malala pala tong injury ni LeBron, tapos hindi pa makabalik si AD, delikado to for the Lakers.
Sobra.
So, with that, they are currently the number 3 seed behind the Utah Jazz and the Phoenix Suns. So, kung titingnan mo sa seeding, parang safe sila eh. Pero pag tinignan mo yung games away nila from the lower teams, 4 games away lang sila from play-in tournament. So, kung ako sa kanila, ayokong mapunta sa lugar na yun kasi kahit number 8 seed ka, walang kasiguraduhan na pasok ka sa playoffs kasi pwede yung number 10 pa yung makatalo sa'yo.
Yep. And ayun nga, kung titingnan mo yung lineup nila, medyo undersized na sila ngayon without LeBron and also without AD. Kasi yung matitira nilang wing players are around 6'5 to 6'6 with the exception of Kuzma na 6'9. So, medyo alanganan talaga sila.
Tapos si Marc Gasol nga, for some reason, hindi siya naglalaro ngayon. Pero I think health issues ata or virus protocols.
COVID protocol.
So, kailangan nila si Marc Gasol kasi ang primary playmaker nila is si LeBron James talaga eh. Yes, point guard nila quote-unquote si Schroeder. Pero ang nagsiset talaga ng plays nila is si LeBron James. And since mawawala siya, kailangan nila ng someone na capable na maging playmaker. So, sabi nga ni Dennis Schroeder na kailangan nila ng overhaul sa approach nila pag wala si LeBron tsaka si AD. Oo nga naman kasi yung top 2 offensive weapons mo mawawala. So wala kang aasahan so far na magse-step up. Pero this might be a blessing in disguise for the bench players like Talen Horton-Tucker and Kyle Kuzma especially since magkakaroon sila ng touches, especially for Kuzma na I think he will be the primary scorer of this team habang wala yung dalawang superstar nila.
Lalo na si Kuzma kasi we've known Kuzma to be an elite scorer lalo na nung first 2 seasons niya sa NBA. Kaso yun nga, given na nag-iba yung role niya once AD and LeBron came to the team, medyo nagkaroon siya ng mga struggles sa growth ng kanyang laro. Pero ngayon, itong season na to, kita naman natin yung consistency niya, yung shooting niya. He's shooting actually 38% from deep this season. And sana ma-maintain niya yon habang wala si LeBron at si AD. Kasi for sure, malaking tulong yung dalawa na yun, kaya ganun kaganda yung percentage niya. And, ayun nga, nag-improve din yung defense niya, yung rebounding niya lalo. Especially yung rebounding niya, yung offensive rebounding niya in particular. Na in moments na dikit yung laro, siya yung nagbabago ng tide dahil do sa mga offensive rebounds niya. Particularly itong part na wala si AD, since wala silang offensive rebounder na kayang umiscore right away. Si Kuzma yung gumagawa ng paraan para ma-fill yung gap na yun. And also Montrezl, let's not forget Montrezl, who has been amazing since AD was gone. Na nag-average siya ng 17 points per game, having multiple 20-point games, sobrang laking impact. Ngayon, I think yung main issue would be sino yung magiging scorers nila and sino yung magiging starters. Kasi obviously si Kuzma magiging starter yan. Will they be starting Montrezl at the 4 now para lang masuplant yung offense na nawala with LeBron James gone?
If ever babalik si Marc Gasol, siya dapat yung, I mean siya naman talaga yung starting center nila. I'd like Montrezl kasi off the bench. Yun yung perfect role sa kanya eh. Kasi pag nilabas mo siya ng matagal doon, na-exploit yung weakness niya, which is sa defensive end. Yes, masipag siya. And magaling siya tumiming ng mga blocks. Pero pagdating sa interior defense, like yung man-to-man sa post, hirap siya eh. Nakita nga natin yun ng playoffs. Na nakikita natin yun ngayon na na-expose yung paint defense ng LA kung siya yung nasa gitna.
Ayun nga. And ako personally, medyo hindi ko gusto yung pick up for the reasons na nagkaroon yung Lakers ng weaknesses na wala naman dati nung previous season. Because previous season, AD can go to the bench or miss extended period of times without worrying about the interior defense because Dwight and JaVale were able to supplant the defense that was lost nung nakaupo si AD. Ngayon, with Montrezl being the backup center, medyo alanganin. Tapos, Gasol already being around, I think, 36 years old, very slow-footed, and hindi na siya yung never naman siya naging vertical presence on defense, pero medyo, he's lost a step when it comes to defense para sa akin. So, medyo alanganin yun moving forward.
Ayun, so with that, may mga centers na nagpapa-buyout sa mga teams nila. Namely, LaMarcus Aldridge and si Andre Drummond. Tapos, winave ng Lakers tong center nila na si Damian Jones. So, initially, ang iniisip ng mga tao is, baka may under the table deal na dito for another big man. Kasi, yung athletic big nila na si Damian Jones, maganda yung pinakita for the past few games, is tinanggal nila for a roster spot. So, ina-assume ng mga people niyan, kukuha sila ng center. And ideally nga daw, si Andre Drummond, napasok talaga sa team needs nila. Interior presence, rebounds, defense. Pasok si Drummond sa lahat ng needs ng Lakers. However, marami ring teams ang nag-o-offer ng mga assets nila para makuha si Drummond, namely the Miami Heat and the Dallas Mavericks. And kung ako tatanungin perfect fit si Andre Drummond for Dallas kasi wala silang rebounder talaga. And yun yung isang glaring weakness ng Dallas since last year.
Ayun, despite having, I think, 3 centers in Dwight Powell, Maxi Kleber, and also Willie Cauley-Stein, yung Dallas, sobrang walang rebounding. So, yeah, I think magandang fit nga si Drummond doon. Pero, in Drummond's case naman, he has the choice in where to go in the event na hindi nga siya matrade. In the event na magpa-buyout siya. And the options are the Lakers or the Brooklyn Nets. Kasi yun yung obvious choices na. They definitely need that kind of player. And another is an easy championship. Well, not necessarily easy, pero definitely a better path to a championship. Particularly for Drummond, who's already around, I think, 28 years old. And for a center in the NBA who's playing, I think, a bit outdated style of play. Yung career niya, it's not gonna last that very long anymore. Siguro mga 3 to 4 years pa. Pero probably in those final 2 years, di na ganun ka-prominent yung role niya. So ito na yung time to shine niya. So if ever, I think the Lakers would be the best fit instead of the Brooklyn Nets.
Ang problema nga lang sa Lakers is hindi ganun kalaki yung pwede nila may offer kay Drummond in the buyout market in comparison sa mga other teams na kumukuha. And namely the Brooklyn Nets nga, alam ko mas malaki yung pwede nilang i-offer for Andre Drummond. So syempre, may advantages dyan yung demographic ng LA kasi parang hindi lang naman yung sasali ka sa team yung pinupunta mo dyan yung lifestyle din yung environment din. Yan din yung mga pinupuntahan ng mga players. There's a reason bakit big market team ang LA Lakers. And it's because of the lifestyle in LA nga.
And also the weather na gusto-gusto ng mga players. Lalo na makikita mo ngayon pagka off-season, most of the players are taking their summer in LA. Madalas nga sa Lakers facility sila nagpa-practice pagka off-season. And if that's gonna be the choice, I think the Lakers would be the better choice over the Brooklyn Nets, even though you'd be located in New York. And I think it's still freezing in New York. Maybe not snowing, pero malamig pa rin. So, why go to New York, di ba? If you can go to sunny and warm LA.
So, let's go to the other big man na nagbe-beg off sa team niya, which is si LaMarcus Aldridge. Kung ako tatanungin, pwede siya sa Lakers since if you have LeBron James, kailangan mo ng someone to space the floor. Kaya yung stats nila, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard last year, though they are efficient and effective sila, yung points nila hindi ganun kataas eh. With LaMarcus Aldridge, he can clear the lane for LeBron James. So, I can see na perhaps the Lakers might make a move for LaMarcus Aldridge since pasok siya sa sistema ng Lakers, especially complementing LeBron James.
Naman, ang magiging issue ko with LaMarcus Aldridge going to the Lakers would be on the defensive end because Aldridge is not young anymore. He's, I think 35 years old. So, the defense won't be there in the fast-paced game. So, ito yung crucial games ng natitirang season na kailangan nila mag-build ng decent record para makakuha sila ng high seeding. So, yun naman, I think yung isa-serve ng purpose ng kung sino mang ipipick up nila ngayon. Just to help them get to the playoffs with the high seeding. Kasi pagdating naman ng playoffs, most likely si AD yung magfa-5 eh. So, for support lang yung role ng center na kukuhanin nila nito ngayon for season. And also for situational purposes pagdating ng playoffs. Kaya medyo alanganin ako kay Aldridge. Kasi may Marc Gasol ka na eh. And they play about the same game. The only difference is that LaMarcus Aldridge is more of a scorer and Gasol is more of a passer. Pero basically the same player.
Yeah. So, let's go back sa injury ni LeBron. Actually, panatag naman tayo eh, kahit wala si AD. Basta nandyan si LeBron James. Kasi, it's a known fact na basta nandyan si LeBron sa team mo, may palag kayo sa kahit anong team and ilang beses na ba niyang nabuhat yung mga team niya sa finals na basically role players yung kasama niya. So, pag nandyan si LeBron, syempre, isipin mo, teammate mo yung one of the greatest players of all time. So, dun pa lang, may confidence ka na. Then, yung style of play pa ni LeBron is, lahat gumagaling around him without him sacrificing output. So, pag tinanggal mo yun, ang daming need mag-step up eh. Hindi lang scoring yung mawawala. Mawawalan kayo ng inside presence since malaki siyang person, playmaking, tapos ultimately scoring niya.
Rebounding, yun, and scoring. Tsaka actually, I think LeBron has a case to be an all-NBA defense first teamer this season. Particularly nung nawala na si AD, na talagang nag-step up yung defense niya. Na yun naman talaga identity ng Lakers. Be great on defense and the offense will work itself out. And LeBron stood with that mantra nung team na to from the previous season. Na ngayon nga, naglalaro siya ng defense ngayon na we haven't seen in a while.
So, moving forward for the Lakers, siguro naman, para ma-withstand lang nila yung kawalan ng superstar, kahit siguro maging 500 team lang sila. That's okay for me. Kasi at least, hindi dumadagdag masyado yung mga talo nyo the same rate na dumadagdag yung mga panalo nyo. Siguro na yun, minimum na yung yung over 500 na, or minimum na yung 500 na record. Kahit 50-50 lang. Kasi understandable wala yung superstars nyo eh. And I think they are capable naman. You have Dennis Schroeder na magaling na scorer to and underrated playmaker, though hindi yun yung primary function niya sa team. Kaya niya eh. And underrated rebounder din siya. Tapos si Montrezl Harrell nga na ang ganda ng pinapakita, as in nakakatuwa siya panoorin, na medyo old school na yung talagang pinipilit niya sa loob, pero since super sipag niya, talaga nakaka-score siya. And sabi ko nga sa'yo bro kung naging 6'9", 6'10 lang tong si Harrell, feel ko all NBA player to
Star player to. And ako naman, ang tingin ko, they define as a 500 team kasi they have young legs naman do sa bench nila. With Harrell being, I think, 26 years old. Tapos Kuzma around that same age din. Yun, THT, 21 years old. Schroeder's around the same age. So may young legs sila na magagamit nila. Since extended minutes, yun, medyo may issue kasi syempre, iba yung conditioning ng isang bench player compared to a starter. So, I guess, bigyan natin sila ng mga 2 to 3 game adjustments na kanina, yung previous game nila, natalo sila sa Phoenix Suns. That's expected since the Suns are a great team. Tapos, maraming adjustments ngayon yung Lakers. Pero in 2 to 3 games, I think makukuha nila adjustment. I think one team na kailangan nila tingnan yung blueprint is actually the Oklahoma City Thunder. Na despite losing their star players in the offseason for their rebuild, they're still a decent team. Na ngayon, puro fresh legs sila, puro bata, pero they're competing. So I think that's one blueprint na kailangan tingnan ng Lakers.
Ayun, yeah. And speaking of the OKC Thunder, if you look at their rosters, movable asset tong si Al Horford Though I have no idea paano ma-afford ng Lakers 'yun. Pero that's another player na pasok siya sa kailangan ng Lakers. And yun nga lang, kailangan nila magbigay ng someone of the same value. Siguro si Kuzma or si Harrell, pero di papakawalan ng Lakers yan kasi syempre matanda na si Al Horford. So ayun,
I think one player na mas okay na makuha ng Lakers is actually their former player na si JaVale. Na currently hindi naglalaro ngayon for the Cavs as he is waiting for an opportunity to get traded or bought out.
Tsaka yung Cavs, nagfo-focus na sila kay Jarrett Allen. Good trade by the way for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Sobrang nakakaw yun. And feel ko dahil dun humina yung Brooklyn Nets kasi pinakawalan nila si Jarrett Allen. Pero with that being said, si JaVale McGee ginagamit naman kahit papaano. Like siguro mga 15 minutes per game. Pero unlike dati na siya yung kasama talaga sa rotation, ngayon sporadic na lang yung moments niya sa team niya ngayon. So, yes, pwede namang humanap ng trade yung Lakers since yung kontrata niya is not that heavy. So, you can offer
probably Wes Matthews since Matthews is an expendable player naman. I think the Lakers won't give up any of their current rotation players, particularly yung youngins nila. So, probably it's a mix of Wes Matthews and maybe Antetokounmpo or Kaycock, yung mga players na yun.
So, ngayon naman, let's look at the brighter side. Since, syempre, alam naman nating negative yung mangyayari sa Lakers since na-injure yung dalawang superstar. Pero, looking at the bigger picture, this is an opportunity for the people na hindi nabibigyan ng pagkakataon to step up. Namely nga, what we've said, like Kyle Kuzma and Talen Horton-Tucker. Kasi positions nila yung normally nakukuha ni LeBron. So, with that being said, tataas yung usage rate nila. And if you can remember nga, under Frank Vogel din, itong yung Pacers dati, na-injure si Danny Granger. And that big, and yun yung naging big break ni Paul George in introducing himself to the NBA and to become an all-star player. So, perhaps pwedeng ganun ulit yung maging magic dito sa sa team ni Frank Vogel. And I can see star potential naman kasi kay Talen Horton-Tucker and Kyle Kuzma. So, sana nga ganun yung mangyari para come playoff time talagang kondisyon na sila and na-build na rin yung confidence nila. So, as Laker fans, ayun nga, yung suot ko ngayon is a Laker jacket. We should be optimistic. kasi contending team tayo eh. Any sort of negativity, medyo nakakasira yan ng rhythm ng team.
Oo. Ako naman tingin ko, malaking bagay ito for THT. Actually, yung game na na-injure sa LeBron, nagulat ako, nag-left-handed layup siya. Napapansin nga natin, wala siyang layup na right-handed. So far, wala siyang tinira na, wala siyang tira na left-handed so far, except for that one shot na tinira niya, na pumasok naman. I think THT is taking steps naman in improving his game. And I think he can develop into a star potential player. Maybe not superstar potential, pero around 18 points per game. I think kaya niya yun as he grows in the NBA. Same for Kyle Kuzma na I think can average 20 if given the chance in a different team. Pero syempre, we love him at the Lakers since he has a role and nagagawa niya yung kailangan niyang gawin to contribute to the team. Also, I think by next week, we can have an update on AD status. So, hopefully, positive yung maging returns ng test and mapaglaro na si AD by next week. Na,
wag lang positive sa virus.
Syempre. Pero I think yan, si AD, malaking bagay pag nakabalik siya because that will fill a lot of holes dun sa laro ng Lakers. Particularly on the defensive end.
Pero for Laker fans, don't expect Anthony Davis na superstar level agad-agad 'yun. Kasi significant time din 'yung nawala sa kanya. Give it 1 to 2 games, maximum 3 games for him to adjust himself back to the system.
Ang maganda actually dito sa dalawang stars ng Lakers is hindi sila nawawala kahit may injury sila, lagi silang nasa games. Na kanina nakita natin LeBron with the walking boot, still at the game, still helping the team coaching. And also Anthony Davis, since nung na-injure siya, he's been coaching the team. Lagi siya nakikita in group huddles ng team na nagsasabi siya kung ano yung kailangan gawin because their minds are just as powerful as their on-court output. Kaya malaking bagay yun for the team.
Ayan, so before we end this episode, let me ask you this. After netong season na to, factor in natin yung mga injuries na nangyari kay LeBron, AD, tapos si Jared Dudley din pala injured, no? So, yung lucky charm natin, medyo hindi nakakapaglaro. Baka rin siguro kaya natatalo Lakers ngayon. Pero anyway, where do you think na matatapos sila? In what position in the playoffs kaya yung makikita mo sa kanila?
Okay. Assuming LeBron comes back in a month and AD will be healthy again by that time, I can see them at least. Actually, feasible pa rin yung 1 seed para sa akin. Because the Jazz aren't playing that great. Tapos the Suns, even though they're great, they still lose games naman sa mga significantly better teams. Particularly sa Clippers, the Brooklyn Nets, the Milwaukee Bucks. So, hindi pa rin sila definitely a contender team eh. So, hindi pa rin ganun ka-out of reach yung 1 seed or yung 2 seed. Worst case scenario, I think they would be around the 7 and 8 or 8 seed. Pero, would that really be a worst case scenario given na yung mga kalaban mo sa first round are unproven teams in the Utah Jazz and the Phoenix Suns if ever? Siguro yung pinaka-hard matchup na nila dun would be the Clippers. And, a first round series against the Clippers in LA? Do you expect the crowd in game 1 to be a Clippers crowd? Definitely not.
Tsaka sa California kasi strict yung yung regulations nila. Kaya kung pansinin niyo sa ibang stadiums, 'di ba, may mga nanonood sa mga California teams like Sacramento, yung dalawang LA teams tsaka Golden State. Walang fans eh. So ayun, baka kaya siguro hirap din kasi walang fans. Samantalang sa Utah, ang daming nanonood. Kaya siguro number 1 seed sila.
Gamot talaga yun, tol. Hindi yun sakit. Pampalakas yun.
So, ayun nga, pagdating naman sa akin, I think it will be ideal for the Lakers to be the number 4 seed. Kasi I can see them, siguro, I think, after netong season na to, with the injuries niya, magiging number 4 seed tong Lakers. Kasi 1 game away lang tong Clippers sa kanila eh. And yung Clippers nagsa-start na mag-click. Gumaganda na rin yung ikot ng bola sa kanila. So, Pero ayun nga, like what we've said sa previous episode natin, wala silang point guard and I think gagawan nila ng paraan yan coming this trade deadline. So, I'm assuming na aakyat yung Clippers sa 3rd, tapos bababa yung Lakers sa 4th, which is okay lang for me kasi come second round, ang mga kalaban nila nun is the Utah Jazz. And I'd rather face the Utah Jazz kesa sa LA Clippers. Totoo lang.
Actually, magandang strategy yun. And hindi rin malabong gawing strategy yun ng Lakers. As we've seen, teams talaga na nagpapababa ng standings para lang sa matchups. Kaya nga, sobrang pabor sa Lakers na nag-1 seed sila last season because the Clippers lost in the second round. Not saying that the Clippers would beat the Lakers in the conference finals, pero nakatulong yun, I think, to a certain extent. Because the matchup would have been much more difficult.
So, pero ang delikado dito sa Lakers, siguro pinaka-worst case scenario na yung 7th seed. Once kasi na nag-8 seed sila, delikado yan eh. Baka di pa sila mag-playoff sa lagay na yun. Kasi, magkakaroon ng play-in tournament sa 8, 9, and 10. So, pag napasok sila sa zone na yun, na 4 games away lang sila, is delikado yun. Kasi, syempre, hungry yung mga teams na nasa ilalim. If you can remember nga, yung Phoenix Suns last bubble, diba? Wala silang talo. And, baka ganun din yung mangyari with the lower seeded teams. Like the New Orleans Pelicans. No, with the malakas sila ngayon eh on paper, sadyang hindi lang sila nagki-click. Pero with players like Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball. Though si Lonzo Ball medyo doubtful daw. So
medyo mainit eh. Actually, isa siya sa mga target ng Lakers na babalitaan. Although the assets in return would be questionable. Pero actually, I'd love Lonzo back on the Lakers. Pero we'll see pa.
Balik din si LeBron dito sa sa Lakers. Kasi injured si Injured si Lamelo eh. So si Lonzo na lang yung panonoorin niya yan. So, by the way pala, Lamelo Ball episode coming right up. So, antayin nyo lang. So, anyway, ayun nga, for the Lakers, kahit anong seed, kahit anong position, okay lang for me. Wag lang sila mag-8. Kasi delikado yun.
I think we've covered it all with the Lakers. Hopefully, maging healthy na sila in a month's time. Para, maganda yung competition. And, mali natin, gumawa na naman ng history itong sa LeBron. With, I think yung last time na nag-champion yung below ng top 4 seed was the Houston Rockets pa of 95. Mali natin, ulitin ni LeBron yun.
Yung Miami Heat nga last year, muntik lang.
Muntik na.
Minalas lang sila na Lakers yung nakalaban nila sa muntik, number 5 seed sila nun, no? Ayun. So, malay natin, baka syempre pampapogi din ng resume ni LeBron yan kung hinahabol niya yung good status.
This is Palms Podcast. My name is Jello. This is my partner Jem. See you guys in the next episode.